Guys, let's get to a little Detroit Lions news today. If we could, the Bucs are going to be without all-pro safety Antoine Winfield versus the Lions. I think this is huge. Okay?
See how everything is coming to us?
It does.
It's all
so
coming to us.
Buccaneers all-pro safety Antoine Winfield Jr. suffered an ankle foot sprain on Sunday against the Commanders. He will miss a couple of weeks. Big loss, not worst case scenario for him. So good for him and good for the Bucs that he's not out for the year. But good for the Lions in that he is out this week. Anytime you take an all-pro out of anybody's lineup, that will have an effect, Braylon.
Yeah, 100%. Good as a former player. I'm happy that he's not injured for the season. But as a Lions fan now, I'm glad that he won't be a part of this game. He's not just an all-pro, right? He's all over that field. He plays in the slot. He blitzes. He plays deep in coverage. Like, they have so many different packages and ways in which they move him around. Maz, remember when we had the guy? I hope we have him on this.
Yes, a Tampa Bay guy.
Tampa Bay guy. Hope you got that set up.
I'll look him up. That's right.
Please do, because he was very good last year, and he kind of brought an awareness to people that didn't know. Antoine Winfield is like that. You see the extension that he got around the mind is because the boy is good. Him not being out there, him not being all around the field like that, that's going to cause some weaknesses in that secondary. And this is a game in which Jared Goff and the passing game kind of really want to get in the rhythm and the timing. I think not having him out there is going to really bode in Lions' favor.
And for safety, a lot of the times what you do is you cover the middle of the field, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you're covering the middle of the field. You know who else works the middle of the field pretty darn good?
Sam Laporta.
Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, yeah,
and Sam Laporta.
He's having his party this weekend.
Amon-Ra St. Brown. And St. Brown, by the way, 3 catches, 13 yards. The fewest number of yards for St. Brown in a game since October 23rd, 2023, where he caught 1 pass for 4 yards against Dallas. And this is a player that win, lose, indifferent. This is not a player that's going to, he is going to come out. He's going to have one of those 12 catch, 16 target, 140 yard touchdown kind of game. That's what you're going to see.
I agree.
And the fact that Winfield is out, covering the middle, I think that's an exploitable matchup already, even if Winfield was there. But now that he's not, and Tampa's, got some problems on the secondary to begin with, and now throw Winfield in there. It's a big deal for him.
I don't have a problem at quarterback.
Because we got their second best player in Carlton Davis II. This is what I was always excited about with Jameson is if Jameson was what he was at Alabama, hell, if Jameson was 75% of what he was at Alabama, he was going to create a double team situation. Guys are going to have to double team. You're going to have to cover him underneath, and you're going to have to cover him deep because of that speed. You put 2 guys on Jameson Williams, you know who's wide open, who's single coverage. Now you let Amon-Ra work. And these are the type of routes that they've been running over the past couple of years. But the difference is now he gets a chance to run them against man-on-man coverage in that slot. He would destroy the second DB or the third DB that you put on him in that slot. But because of what J-Mo did last week, teams are going to have to take number 9 serious, and it's going to let 14 eat a lot. You've seen this a lot in football. That second receiver, he's usually a Pro Bowl receiver. I remember I used to absolutely hate playing against the Cincinnati Bengals because we spent so much time with Chad Ochocinco. TJ Houshmandzadeh used to destroy us. And I'm not saying TJ Houshmandzadeh is as good as Amon-Ra, but I'm saying TJ got on those second, third DBs. It was easy.
I think this is a really big week for St. Brown, too. You don't want to go too long without being involved. And even Laporta, what did he have, 4 for 45? I mean, you don't want to go too long with not being involved. And one of the things that I think you're going to see this Lions team throughout the year, you're not going to see the same guy go back-to-back weeks where he just torches you.
Just too many stars here.
So, I think a lot of people are going to be on the J-Mo train this week. I jump off the J-Mo train this week and jump on the Amon-Ra train. And then next week it's going to be Khalif. And then next week it's going to be Laporta. And then the next week it's going to be Gibbs. This team will beat you a different way each and every week. I don't think the same player is going to beat you this 2 weeks consecutively.
I will say this, though. Remember when Tyreek Hill first started with the Kansas City Chiefs, he was beating teams every week, but you know what? Travis Kelce was eating as well.
Absolutely.
Sammy Watkins was eating as well.
Right.
The running back, I can't think of his number 27, Jamie, was eating as well because that's just how good that system was. And I think that's what can happen here. There's no reason. Jameson Williams is going to be one of those ones. So he's going to eat every week. Tyreek Hill eats every week. Jameson Williams is going to be one of those guys that eats every week. But Amon-Ra St. Brown, I think he will benefit from – you're going to have to double coverage Jameson Williams. It's going to leave a lot of backdoor. And it also will leave Sam Laporta as well. A lot of teams have been running this for a while. It's just new to us.
I worry about the other side of the ball, and I'm hoping DJ Reader could get in there. This is again, guys, this is game 2 of the preseason for the Lions. It's the real season, but this is their second game getting out there together. You saw they got the cobwebs out in the fourth quarter against the Rams. They got rolling. Hopefully they continue that going into this game. But I got to see them. Last year, Mike Evans is a hell of a receiver. He ain't going anywhere. And Baker Mayfield seems to be playing at his best. Can we say that?
100%.
Baker Mayfield is feeling good about himself. You heard him. He says, when I'm having fun is when I'm really good. And we'll talk about the Cleveland Browns situation in a little while. But, wow, they gave Baker Mayfield away for Deshaun Watson, and Baker has found a home in Tampa. And he's doing a hell of a job with that team. Rachaad White can run as well. We got to see these guys get to the quarterback. DJ Reader's got to help, and let's see if Hutchinson can close this time and maybe get 2 sacks this game.
You mentioned Mike Evans, 8 catches, 147 yards, and a touchdown last year in the playoff game.
Yep.
And, last year's secondary was last year's secondary. But, again, you go Cooper Kupp, you go Mike Evans. This new secondary is going to be tested right off the jump here, Bray.
Yeah, 100%. Mike Evans is one of my favorite wide receivers. Mm-hmm. I feel like he's one of the most underrated wide receivers. 10 years in a row, Maz, he has had 1,000 yards. 10 years in a row, he's had 1,000 yards. He's the first ballot Hall of Famer.
Yeah, absolutely.
But he just goes out there and make plays. He's one of the last of the taller wide receivers. He's 6'5", but he can run all the routes. He's a guy that you're going to go on to, and no matter how he is, he's going to be open. He's 6'5". They're going to throw him the ball. They're going to think he's open. So, you want to put some hands on Mike Evans early because once he's his comfort blanket. You get going with Mike Evans, you get a couple passes here. Here's a slant. Next thing you know, they feel more comfortable. Take the ball over top of you. And if you get Baker in that type of rhythm, hell, they almost got in that type of rhythm against us. So can't let them get in that rhythm. You got to stop Mike Evans early because he's the guy. Once they get going with him, the offense and everything else seems to branch open.
You know who doesn't get a lot of credit? And just talking about the Bucs, how about freaking Todd Bowles?
Oh, yeah.
Todd Bowles was an afterthought, almost like Bruce Arians, I'm stepping down. Let Todd Bowles take over because we can't win nothing. You know what I mean?
Not without Brady.
That's what it felt like.
Right.
Tom Brady was done. They just lost in the playoffs. I'm going to step aside. I don't want to redo it again. We'll give it to Todd Bowles, see what he can do. And it was almost like a joke. We expected Todd Bowles to be fired within probably the first 6 games of the season.
He washed out with the Jets, but he learned a lot from being with the Jets. He was way over his head with the Jets, and the media there is heartless. He goes to Tampa Bay. I'm sure it's a lot easier to coach football in Tampa Bay than it is in New York.
But he's done just such a nice job coaching that team, and you talk about respect and how solid doesn't, command any, really.
I think what happened with him is he's
everybody respects Todd Bowles there.
Yeah, they do. Authenticity. I think that's his calling card. He's a very authentic individual, and I think he got away from him a little bit with the Jets in terms of his turn there coaching. He got away from him because he's trying to appease people, whether it's Woody Johnson, whether it's the Jets media, whether it's whatever it is, he tried to work on. It didn't work. Got fired after almost making it to the playoffs. And I think Bruce Arians give him that second chance, getting his feet back wet, defensive coordinator, and then Bruce Arians giving him an opportunity. I think he used a lot of what he learned when he was in New York.